Hello, everybody. Once again, I'm Jim Noble along with head coach Shawn Watson, and it's time for Inside Wofford Football, brought to you by Yokohama and Budweiser of Spartanburg. And coach, man, you outgained the opposition by 100. You get your first 2 takeaways on defense. Your freshman quarterback looks rock solid in his first collegiate start. And still, it doesn't go your way up in Lexington, Virginia. At what point do you question the football gods and say, man, come on, help us out a little here?
You know, you just keep your head down, you keep working because, we know we're a work in progress and we're building a program. So, we've had our share of adversity, to start with. But what I love about us is that we don't complain about it. It's just the way it is. We just put our head down, we keep working because I know that I've learned from some great coaches, Gary Barnett being the one that taught me this lesson. Through your adversity, you always find gold, something good. So it could be Paulie Seeley, for example. It could be Paulie Seeley getting his first start and getting his feet underneath him and, how that, ignites his career and ignites something in our program. Example.
Absolutely. Well, we'll talk about all that. We'll recap a tough 17-14 loss at VMI this past weekend. We will look ahead to returning home against a high-flying Chattanooga mock team here at Gibbs Stadium, and penalties. What do you do about them moving forward? It's all next here on Inside Wofford Football.
You can always count on the crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light, just like you can always count on Always Game Gary. No bar is too far. No wing sauce is too hot. Not for Gary. Gary is the man. He's nothing like Keith. Keith never wants to do anything. Why are we even talking about Keith? Always Game Gary is famous among friends. He deserves a Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back. We'd like to thank Budweiser of Spartanburg and Yokohama, of course, for sponsoring this edition of Inside Wofford Football. So we got to Lexington, Virginia last Saturday. It was raining sideways on the way up. It kind of dissipated at the beginning of the game, but it was a soggy, natural grass field. Footing was a mystery for some guys. How did the conditions at the outset, Coach, affect play calling, game management? What did you have to take into consideration?
Well, all that. We, it did start raining, and when it did, when the clouds opened up, it really poured. And then the field really was in bad shape. There's just no two ways about it. Now, it was that way for both teams. Sure. So we all had to deal with it, and it affected both teams. That's why you saw an emphasis on both teams trying to run the ball. And I thought that one of the things that we fought through, I was really proud of Paulie and our receiving core. They fought through it, and we were able to throw the ball better than they did.
No doubt. On defense, you get an early sack, you get an early turnover. You take advantage of a short field. Ryan Ingram caps off that drive with a touchdown, and you're up 7-0. VMI answers a long drive of themselves. So let's fast forward to the end of the first half. They force you to punt. They get a good return. And the waning seconds there, you think you've got it off the field. You think you have an interception on the corner of the end zone. And the penalty bug arises. You get a hands to the face call. They take advantage with a touchdown just before halftime. We have talked about penalties a couple of weeks ago. It's kind of like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can reinforce that message over and over. But I guess our leaders on the team have to step up and keep that from happening again.
Yeah, we do. I'm always, I'm the teacher. So what I have to do is I have to point out why those things are happening. CJ Tillman was involved in that play, and it was a great effort play by him. I mean, it was outstanding effort play by him. He's getting great push, and he just his hands got up in the face mask, and they did. It was what it is. So the teaching moment is, hey, you got to refit your hands when you feel that happen, and don't the effort was outstanding, the push was outstanding, the refit is what we've got to teach. So that's a fundamental. And a lot of things that happened to us, for example, on the offensive side of the ball, we had a couple of holding penalties because it all goes back to the fundamentals. It all goes back to footwork and hat placement and hand placement. So it's really all of us as coaches coaching the players.
How did you feel going into the locker room? Despite the late score, it was only 14-7.
Yeah, I feel like in that game, because I felt like we were, able to run the ball in the first half, that we were going to be, in great shape. I loved the passing plan. I wish it was drier, but at the same time, we still had what, the plans we had in our passing game, we still had. And Paulie was doing a good job of managing, that. So I feel really good going in at halftime. I was, wish we would have stopped them, absolutely. Sure. But, I feel good about what we could do the second half.
All right, coming up, we'll flash forward to the second half and a big play on offense for the Terriers. That's coming up next.
Think big. Something life-changing. I'm talking education. Let's get inventive. Blow things up in a good way. Do it for 20 years? Wake up and education has received billions in funding. Who does all this? If you've ever played one of these or these, that would be you. Yeah, thank you.
And welcome back to Inside Wofford Football with head coach Shawn Watson. I'm Jim Noble. So you came out of the locker room down 7. It was a different field. It was a different climate when you came out of the locker room. The rain picked up, the footing on the field got worse, and really both teams kind of decided you were going to have to run the ball, didn't you?
And we did. We knew we were going to have to, run the ball, especially the way the second half started with all the rain. I mean, on our sideline, I'm sure on their sideline, it's no different. We were all standing in water. That's how much rain was hitting the field. So, it was going to be that type of second half out of both teams.
Absolutely. Well, VMI added the field goal. It was 17-7, and that 10-point deficit probably looks bigger when the conditions are like that. But then, midway through the fourth quarter, Ryan Ingram took over.
Seeley to Ingram. Up the middle, he's got room. Ryan Ingram's off to the races. 50.
There's the big play.
40. 30. Will he be caught from behind? No, he won't. Touchdown, Terriers.
We said you had to have a big play, and there it was.
It was an 83-yard touchdown. Wofford's within 3. Ryan Ingram has been running tough. He's probably been your most consistent offensive player so far.
He has been. He was that player last year as our season ended and became that type of player. And he's really been that way in spring ball. He's been that way in training camp, and he continues to be, a stabilizing force and a great leader for us.
And the sideline really came to life. The guys were in it. And then you get a second interception from Maximus Pulley. You've got the ball. You've got a fairly short field. You move the ball down the field. Looks like we're going to go in for the winning touchdown. And then one of the oddest penalties I've seen called, the old assisting the ball carrier, where your center picks up Ingram and kind of helps him along. It's a penalty. You never see it called, but it was called, and it took away a first down, a goal-to-goal situation. And, man, that's just hard to bounce back from.
Well, you're right. It's a penalty that, it is truly a penalty. You can push, but you cannot pull. And, again, that's raising a young team. My man Anthony wanted to help out.
Yeah.
He's got to do it by pushing. He can't pull. And that's the rule. So we've got to teach that.
And was there any thought then when you basically almost have to kick the field goal? Right. You're down 3, but that's a tough ask in those conditions for those guys. And you just had a slick football, and the snap never got there.
Yeah, we just, it's, miscue on the snap. And it was, basically, again, due to the weather, and we're in a field goal position. It's something that, we felt good about. Mitch felt good about it, that we could execute it, and just got to see it finish now.
So VMI holds on for a 17-14 win. You look at some of these numbers, and it's small consolation. You outgained them 343 to 210. Paulie Seeley is 16 for 22, 180 yards. Does not turn the ball over in those conditions. I know we've been saying it a lot, but a lot of things to build upon.
Yeah, we just got to keep our head down and keep working. My mantra around our building is put your big boy pants on and come back to work. We're not where we want to be. And, you know, it's hard work. You know, we've got to keep developing our players. It's on us as coaches first, and we just got to keep our standards high and keep working.
All right, when we come back, we'll look ahead to the home game upcoming with the Chattanooga Mocs and a look inside life here at Wofford, courtesy of a couple of Terrier linebackers. That's coming up next.
Nothing beats the power of Ford Truck Month, because only one truck can be the best-selling in America for 46 straight years. Ford F-Series. Only one has best-in-class payload, best-in-class horsepower, and when you combine this legendary power with the latest technology, you get the only truck built Ford tough. It's Truck Month. Hurry in today for great selection in stock and ready for delivery. Now get 3.9% financing for 60 months plus up to $2,500 cash back on select F-150 trucks.
And welcome back to Inside Wofford Football with head coach Shawn Watson, brought to you by Budweiser of Spartanburg and our good friends at Yokohama. All right, the road doesn't get any easier. Boy, Chattanooga has looked good. They are 3-1. They are 2-0 in the conference. They went down to Birmingham and really put a beating on Samford last week. And I know it's early in the week in terms of preparation, but they've got a UCLA transfer at quarterback. They always have good talent on that team. Tall task coming up this weekend.
Yeah, they're a really good program. You know, I've been really impressed with, you know, I've got a chance to, you know, really peek at the offense and get a chance to, you know, look at special teams. And, of course, I'm involved with the defensive piece of it, and they've got really good personnel. They've brought in some good guys via the transfer portal, and, you know, they've got a really good football team.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'll be a 6 p.m. start here at Gibbs Stadium on Saturday night. Finally, in closing, the Morgan brothers, linebackers here at Wofford, Nick Morgan and his brother Harrison. We did the unthinkable. We gave those two dudes a camera to walk around campus here at Wofford. Here's a little inside look at life as a student athlete, part of the Terrier football program. We'll leave you with that, and we'll see you next time here on Inside Wofford Football.
Sibling rivalry is a part of life. Meet two Terrier student athletes who continue that rivalry on the field, in the classroom, and on campus.
I'm Harrison Morgan.
And I'm Nick Morgan.
And we are linebackers for the Wofford football team.
So why'd you choose Wofford?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of things came into it, but I just, you know, a big part of it was, you know, staying close to home, you know, making sure that mom and dad and Tyler and JR and you could all come and watch me play. You know, so I was thankful to get that opportunity, you know, my junior year, and then, you know, thankfully that they hit you up as well, and you're able to come join me. What about for you? What kind of made you come to Wofford? Was it, you know, me already being here and kind of, you know, setting the ropes, or, you know?
Really, it was like a mix of everything. I thought it was like, you know, the perfect decision I can make, especially like you said, it's close to home. You know, I can make it easy on my parents so they wouldn't have to, you know, pick and choose what games they could go to. They could watch us play on the same field at the same time.
Yeah.
And, you know, also with you being here, you know, I knew it was just going to be really fun and, you know, easy transition to make into college. So,
you know, I'm a business economics major, so I mean, I think just growing up, being around Dad was always working, you know, trying to run his company. So I feel like one day, you know, I would like to do the same thing. So that's kind of led me in that direction. What made you choose finance as your major?
Really, it's just easy. I don't know. I just really liked it. Like I like, you know, with numbers and stuff. I took like some economics classes, and you know, I wasn't as interested in that as I was in the classes that I'm taking now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really why. But you know, they're both really flexible majors that you can have. So I really felt like you couldn't go wrong with either one.
Yeah, I feel like the same way. I mean, definitely two good majors. And then, you know, obviously after school, we could definitely, you know, put our minds together and, you know, maybe start up a company. Obviously, it'd be you know, another chapter in the book after Wofford. So, I mean, obviously, I have a younger brother and an older brother, so there's 4 boys, and like,
I didn't know that.
Like like just growing up, like could have easily been like a reality TV show, just like all the crazy stuff. Like, I don't know how my mom did it. Like, a lot of credit to her, because she was running around to like 5 different things at one time. Like, we all played for different teams like when we were little, so it was definitely crazy. I mean, I can remember like growing up, just, you know, like sleeping in the same room, like sharing a bedroom, and then I mean, obviously on the road, you know, we're rooming together again. You know, was that something that like they asked you about, or they just kind of stick us together because they didn't tell me anything?
Yeah, I think they just stuck us together.
Yeah, so it's kind of just like old times. Like I remember at the old house, the upstairs room, with all the beds just on the ground, like me, you, and T-Bone and JR just, you know, kind of living in the same room. So
yeah,
you know, it's kind of cool to be roommates again. But you know, you still gotta, you know, clean up the bathroom and stuff after you're done because you're always leaving stuff out. So
that's crazy. Nah, but I think it's good though because like you can ask our roommates, like we're both like early to sleep, especially like on weekdays and stuff. So like on the road, like whenever we get in the room, like no one's keeping each other up. So I guess that's probably like the best thing about it.
I remember playing like NCAA my career, like way back in the day when we were little kids, like PS3. And I remember creating my own player, and I was like, man, I would always love to, you know, play in college. Like that'd be the coolest thing ever. Like that's all I played all day long.
Yeah.
And we always tell Nick he had it easy because he got to live at Carlisle his freshman year, and then his sophomore year, which is this year, he's in the Village. So like he's a sophomore in the Village. Like I had to live in a dorm for 3 years before I could live in the Village. So I told him he's got it easy because, you know, the dorm life is everybody knows it's a little rough at times. So he got it made for him. I mean, I remember growing up, like for you, like playing Little League soccer for the Corn Dogs. Like Nick you were always the like supposed to be the quote unquote best athlete. I always thought I was the best athlete, but everybody was always saying you were because how fast you were when you were little. So
I haven't slowed down.
I mean, I don't know. I think I'm faster. I'm definitely faster now.
Nah. I don't know. I'd say I'm the best athlete though, man, because because look, you might be better at football, but I'm better at different sports.
Okay, that's a good point.
Just as good at football, though.
Yeah. Oh, I would say I'm a better football player, but okay, you probably got me beat in other sports like basketball, for example.
Yeah.
Probably baseball too.
Well-rounded athlete. I can do it all.
Yeah.
For sure.
Maybe. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us today. Hope you learned something, and hope to see y'all in Gibbs Stadium soon.
Appreciate all the support that y'all have given us throughout the year, and go Terriers.
Go Terriers.